We say to them, I've just been talking to one client today who's got a lot of property, and he's saying to me, oh, well, I really want to go to the next level. Yes, let's go for it. And I said to him, well, but I said, what are you doing now? He goes, I'm going to go and buy another property today. I said, do you know why you're buying it, or what's the purpose? He's not quite clear about where he's going with the whole strategy. So I said to him, best thing to do first is consolidate, find out where you are, work out then where you want to go, then align what you're doing now to focus on where you're going to go in the future. But if you carry on doing what you're doing, you're going to, because you don't know where you're going.
The market condition could be okay today, and then tomorrow it can change.
Exactly.
You continue buying, and these properties can be coming down and crashing.
That's right. Interest rates could rise, and you could be in trouble. So
that's right.
So there's how do you say, getting clarity into the where you are, the where you want to go, and then also mitigating risk is actually quite an important part of that process. But I mean, this is quite general.
So are you getting a feel of how it's going? Yeah. You got any more questions, or you want to get in more detail?
Yeah, I mean, you spoke a bit about, towards the end, about mitigating risk, and earlier about, getting funding. I'm still a bit curious or fuzzy about the sort of trade-off one has to make when setting up a business when he doesn't really have that much capital.
Right.
The trade-off between sort of, getting investors to fund your business, but not having necessarily that much control, or the return isn't all yours.
So you just end up giving up most of your business to get the money in.
Is there like a cost-benefit sort of?
I'll give you a good idea, because I've actually been asked a lot of these questions offline. And as you're aware, in the current climate that we're in, there's a lot of people that are unemployed at the moment. I think the figures are up to 2.8 million. I'm not quite sure, but it's either going to peak at 3 million. That's what they're saying about this year's going to peak at 3 million. So a lot of people are in a situation where they don't actually have much money at all. We're talking about less than even £100 savings. And a lot of them, they said, right, okay, the only way is to be our own boss. We want to start our own business, because that's the only way you become rich. You can't be rich working for someone else. You can make a living, but you're not going to make a fortune. You make a fortune by starting your own business, being in control. But the number one advice I need to give you, you need to know what your passion is. So if your passion is education, you want to start a business that you want to educate people, you can turn it into a business. You can create videos and sell the videos. It's okay, you can do that. If you're good at, presentation skills, and you've got all that stuff. If you're good at internet, or you're a programmer, you want to create that into a business. If you're good at cooking, you want to create that into a business. You don't look at someone else's business and say, hey, this guy's making a lot of money in the restaurant business, I'm going to set up a restaurant. And not to be so hasty. Because in Islam, as you're probably also aware, because your partner's a Muslim, Salim, everything is predetermined. It's determined already. It's written. It's written for you. You're going to get £1 million in your life. You're going to get it. So there's no need to panic about it and say, I've got to go for it now. If I don't go for it, I'm not going to make any money. It's written for you. Success is written for you already. Okay. Now the golden question that people usually ask me is like, how did they get started with virtually nothing? Okay. Now the government, they've started something last year. I don't know if you know much about this already. In April last year, they started a grant, which is £800 for people that are unemployed. They're not going to be like on benefits. They're not going to be on job seeker or any of these things. They're going to set up their own business. So they get £800. On top of that, there's something else through the tax office called tax credit, working credit. Okay, and they give you an extra £52, I think, a week on top of that. So every week you're getting some sort of income or some sort of support from the government until you land on your feet with the business, because the business is not going to make you money straight away. Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a while. It's going to take maybe 6 months before you start to break even, to cover your costs, and then after that you start making an income, start getting the drawings from the business to yourself. It doesn't matter what business you're in. There's always expenses in the beginning. So the government's prepared to do that, to give you this helping hand. Okay, and once you've got that, so now you can build that into your business plan. So this is my cash flow for the first, say, 6 months. And then you can start encouraging, you can start the business with that on a small scale, and then organically grow, and then start approaching investors. Say, right, the business is potentially going to be making, I don't know, £10,000 a month. I'm prepared to, give you 10% of the business for £10,000, something like that. So they can say, okay, here's £10,000 or whatever funding. Don't ask for something that you don't need. So if someone says to you, look, I've got £1 million, I'm going to give you £1 million. You don't need £1 million. Don't take it. Don't sell the stake in the business, unless you want to sell the business. That's up to you. That could be your business to create an idea and then develop it slightly, and then sell it on for a large sum of money. And some people do that. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting you brought Islam into, you know, how it works and how everything is predetermined, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's
so you got to be relaxed about it. You got to chill.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But at the same time, you know, everything is sort of in balance or in moderation.
Yeah.
So although you should be chilled, that there's also
you don't chill too much. Don't sit back and say Allah's going to give you everything and someone's going to knock on you. Because some people do that. Some people just sit at home, say it's already written for me. I'm going to make £1 million. I might as well just sit down, relax, and then if it's written for me, someone's going to knock on my door, or I'm going to have this rich relative that's going to pass away and going to give me all that money. Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Well, I think
you've got to meet your luck halfway.
I think there's got to be the right intention. And once you set the intention, then I think this is what Tasleem normally says to me, which is that hard work, and have an intention, and do the hard work. And if that's there, then business is all about hard work.
That's it.
It's not about sort of thinking that if you just relax, all things will come to you.
Yeah.
But I think if you work hard, have the intention in mind, hard work will actually bring everything to you anyway.
That's right.
And it basically guarantees.
And that's when you can chill.
Well, chill is actually a relative, isn't it?
Yes,
You know,
it is.
I mean, if you're chilled anyway and you work hard and you've got intention, then you can always be chilled if you wanted to.
That's true.
Yeah, it means, I suppose chilling is a definition. I mean, chilling mind means that you work hard and you're relaxed and chilled. So Sammy's always chilled when I look at it.
Yeah, I'm just chilled. I'm chilled about our business. It goes up, it goes down. I'm chilled. I know, alhamdulillah, you know, praise be to God. This is what's written for me. It's a test. Let's
but you still work hard.
You just keep going. And the thing is, right, okay, it's a bit like a snowball effect. It's like a small, you know, like you make a snow. At the moment it's not snowing outside, so we can't make a snowman or anything. But it's a small, like a little snowball, and then you roll it down and roll it down. It's like not picking that much snowflakes, and eventually it starts to grow, and it picks up momentum, and it starts rolling down, and then you don't need to push it anymore. It's just rolling down that hill, and it's picking up a lot of momentum. So you're spending less and less effort in the business. But what people need to put in their mind, they need to have a lot of patience. Okay, because it's not like a job. You know, you might get a job, I don't know, in like a takeaway or something. You get £5-6 an hour or something. At least you got this regular income. But in business, you'll be starting from sub-zero. You'll be losing money in the beginning. And if you don't have that patience and you quit too early, you're never going to get there. Okay, business is not cut out. You're just not cut out for business in the first place. So you've got to have that patience and perseverance and just keep at it, because then eventually what's going to happen is you're going to be ending up making money but without working. So in the beginning you put 100% effort or 110% effort, and you take absolutely nothing, and then eventually you're putting in 10% effort and you're getting 90% back, and eventually you're getting 110% reward for nothing. That's what happens in business. It takes off a life of its own.
What I'd like to say is that I'd like to give another definition of what Sammy just said in a different way, which is that there's a lot of organizations which are, let's say, been going for tens and 20s of years, and they're very successful. But now there's a major downturn. This is a major downturn in the last few years. A lot of them, what are doing is they're still carrying on as if nothing happened and just reacting as if it was a market of 3-4 years ago when things were going good. And their business model is set in a system which is still focused on working in the same way. And what we are able to do, you'll be surprised. I think we can't give you certain case studies. We're working at the moment with some very large, very large, some of the top organisations in the UK, where they're still working in the same modus operandi, which means that they're still working the same way. That's just a long way of saying working the same way. So what we are looking to do is advise them that the business model they have got doesn't work in this market anymore. And the reality is that they have to literally change their strategy just a tiny bit, by 20 to 25%. Just that slight change will actually give them possibly, you know, about 20 to 50% more profit than what they're getting at the moment. They're probably losing money at the moment, actually, a lot of those organisations. But that slight pivot in terms of what they do could be massive sort of profit, because it's a longer term model based upon a new market as opposed to an old market which is dead now. And I think a few months from now, possibly when things are signed up and we've we've tied up some of these deals with some of these companies we're working with, we can